Coach is laughing early on in this match, but there was nothing to laugh about as Elina Svitolina would get the last laugh in this one, ladies and gentlemen. She takes out Victoria Azarenka, and the tides have now turned. That's right, losing the first 5 matches to Vika. She's now won the last 2. And look, I think of this matchup similar to what Coco and Iga is going to be like in the future. That's right, you're looking at the older, mature player in Iga Swiatek just beating up on Coco. But as Coco gets in her 20s, she starts to mature as a woman, puts on that grown woman type of strength because I mean her physique it's still pretty, underdeveloped. She looks like a teenager. Let's put it that way. Once Coco, I feel she gets in her 20s and she really puts on that grown woman strength and just, works on the forehand a little bit more because listen guys, I don't think that head-to-head is going to continue to be lopsided. I just feel Iga's footwork is slowing down. And if you watch Coco as a younger player, she used a lot more defensive tactics, a lot more spin. Coco's game, in my opinion, just watching her grow up, her game has changed so much. I feel that playing so many of these top-tier tournaments, she's gotten into the stages of just trying to overpower opponents where the younger Coco, and I mean 15, 16, 17, even early 18, played much more defensively. She waited for those openings and stepped up and hit winners, whereas now I think just that head-to-head with Simona and possibly Iga. Now, I just feel her game's changed. Watching her play, it's like night and day. She used to be much more tactical and much more defensive and just using more technique, whereas now I just think she's trying to hit through opponents, overpower them, and I think that's not the game plan. I would love to see Coco go back to how she used to play. Way more defensive, way more tactical, and if she does, now she does own the head-to-head over most of the top 10, I understand that, but I just feel she's changed her style so much. But back to this match, guys. This head-to-head, it's changing. We're seeing Svitolina develop, grow into a woman. Victoria's getting older. And we're seeing that Svitolina is putting on a lot more strength. She's really overpowering Victoria in a lot of these exchanges. She's showing her range and depth. Her defensive skills are still there. And she's serving a lot better. And that's why I say Coco, once Coco gets in her 20s, she will start to dominate Iga as Iga's footwork starts to slow down. And we're seeing signs of that happen now. But this match was an amazing match. I'm happy for Svitolina to come through here. Now, I normally don't pick against Svitolina. She is and has been one of my favorite players for a long time. I love her defensive tactics. And Vika's, let's just be honest, she's been one of the most hated players on tour for a long while. Now, she used to be really close with Serena. I'm not sure if they're still close. I think Caroline Wozniacki is probably a little bit more besties with Serena these days. And I'm anxious to see if Caroline can get into the U.S. Open on a wild card. That would be amazing. I'd love to see her at one of these USA tournaments, hopefully Chicago or something. She's got to get into the U.S. Open. That would be amazing to see her play that tournament. But Svitolina comes through. Victoria had her chances, guys. She had a chance to close out the first set. She was level for much of the second set, but Svitolina proved to be too strong. And what about her husband, also in action here in Washington, D.C.? Now, the word is he's been working with her, and he's been hitting with her, and you can see it in her game. Her game's starting to blossom. I think Gael is one of the most underrated male players there is. He's a showman, amazing shot maker. He is definitely the most entertaining male on tour, and a lot of his peers have said he's got the best footwork and he's the fastest in the game. Gael wins, Svitolina wins. It's a happy night. Tennis in a minute. We'll be right back.